Jim,
Oh shit! You missed it. You mixed me up here. Paige,
how's it going?
fantastic. How you doing?
You see, if I join first, I'm on this side. So I think the person who's on this side gets to say the Jim.
Oh, we're reversed.
We're reverse, reverse. Charlie Brown.
This feels awkward. All right. So imagine this. Imagine if A, you one day went out and drank a little too much and decided to drive like a moron and you got popped by the police. That'd be a bad day. So the police go, hey, you know what? You're in trouble. You go, you work it out with a judge. And the judge says, hey, because you're a jackass driving drunk, we're now going to force you to put this Intoxalock on your car. And what that does is when you get in your car, you got to blow into this little tube, and then your car's allowed to run. Oh, that's rough. That's a bad day. You've made some bad decisions, but you're trying to get on with your life. So now one day you go to work, you hop in your car, you blow into your little tube, your car don't start. And you go, that's not good. So you start trying to figure out what's going on with the company, apparently a company called NorCal, I think, that makes the product. And you discover they've been hacked and they are offline.
No.
And therefore,
No.
your car can't calibrate with them. So therefore, your car can't start. And they don't know how long it's going to take to fix. How pumped are you?
I'm not jazzed at all. You know, I believe any DUI in Arizona, you have to have that. I think it's
Oh,
like
there you
mandatory
go.
here.
So this is the thing. So people like forget, like when you're talking about like Internet of Things and all the stuff,
Yeah.
this is like start going to the car level. Like the car has to sync with the company so that it can continually get updated and calibrated, but it can't because the company went offline. So therefore, your car is gone. Like it just doesn't start anymore. And I'm just like, oh my God, like you don't think about these things and all the ramifications that happen. But the world is very, very connected now. And every time you look around, just think of all the things you use that require some sort of a sync with the cloud. And then
Right.
imagine if that thing went offline, what's your backup plan?
Oh, I mean, that's when shit hits the fan, for lack of a better word. I mean, I attended Cactus Con this year, which is Arizona's cyber conference, and there was a doctor who's also a coder, and he was talking about how there are med students right now, or people in the medical field, that have never done physical, like paper charting, because everything's always electronic. So when a cyber incident happens, it it is chaos because they have to resort to paper, and it is just it's chaos. So yeah, I mean, there's huge ramifications.
Yeah. This one's, I just looked at when I was reading about this, I was just like, oh my gosh. Like, you know, like, obviously I didn't know anything about this company or anything, thank God.
Yeah.
But making good choices. But I was like, wow, like it's already your life's bad enough. You've already made some big mistakes, but to lose your car, and I mean, most people don't have extra cars just laying around to be able to hop into. So now they've got to go and try to Uber to work or figure out what they got to do. And depending on how that is, that can get expensive real quick. And just what a mess. And
Oh,
so,
what a mess.
yeah, and I don't really have like here's a solution for you or anything like that. But I think people should just be aware, like, we are really, really dependent on the cloud. And I think that that's risky in itself.
Okay,
I
so
just think it's scary.
I want to know, and I'd love a follow up to the story at some point. You know, like, are people going to sue? I mean, lost wages. Like you were just saying, it's expensive to Uber or Lyft or do ride share. You know, people have cars just laying around, and that what that means really for it's not like one person could get in their car. It's like no, there's some big
Yeah,
problems.
imagine you have to take, like, let's say you're the only car in the family and you got to take your kids to school. Let's
Yeah,
say you got to take your spouse to work. I mean, like, let's say you're supposed to go on a trip. You're supposed to go cross country. Like,
yeah.
there's a million in certain scenarios here. Yeah, I don't know. And I imagine not a single person thought for a moment that something like this could ever happen. Like that thing would just no longer work. Like
No,
that's an option.
I bet though the first time that it didn't work, they were thinking, wait, was it my toothbrush, my mouthwash? I didn't drink. What? Why is this not working? And then to
Yeah,
really
like
get to the
what's going
bottom,
wrong?
and there's
Well,
something wrong. So no, I mean,
did you read
go ahead. Sorry.
did you read that in Russia, right after like, well, not right after, but during the Ukraine war that's been going on over there, there was a point where Porsche, something happened, and not a single Porsche car that was newer could start. Basically, every one of them went offline. And they claim it was like, oh, it was an accident or something because Porsche had said they were no longer going to be supporting cars in Russia. They were pulling out and weren't going to be selling them there anymore. And then somehow the service got turned off. But I imagine nobody on the planet that owns that car realized a switch could just get flipped and the cars just won't start. But now you know. And I mean, I guarantee you, same things in America. There's probably a switch out there for every one of these cars that are connected to the cloud that if they flip the switch, your car just doesn't start.
Yeah.
And now imagine when, a dealership gets hacked or, a dealer gets hacked and suddenly every car that they have newer it gets turned off by the criminals somehow. Can you imagine? Like that is mass hysteria. So, and again, I don't know which ones are and which ones aren't, but I do know it happened in Russia.
Yeah. What scares me is if you have some sort of pacemaker or medical device keeping you alive, and there's some sort of cyber incident or breach with that, and all of a sudden now it's not working or changing
Or
your
recalibrated to make them like
yeah,
run like really fast,
recalibrate.
like suddenly
Yeah.
you got hummingbird heart. Yeah, like
Yeah.
oh my God. Yeah, good times with
Well,
hacking.
I feel bad because we're not really offering a solution for people, but more awareness, maybe a virtual hug to somebody who's now scared about
Yeah.
something they weren't before. But no, awareness. Ugh.
Yeah. Best advice: don't drink and drive. That's why there is Uber. That's there we go.
Yes, it's a good message. All right. To that note, cheers. Bye.